well, you can't hide under the blanket forever.
No, which is a beautiful way and segue into opening in the door into the title of what we're doing today, is when helplessness creeps in daily.
Yeah.
And take a deep breath.
Just even he goes, the hairs on my arms again sticking up. Even just that wording, you can if you are somebody who heard that wording or read it and just went, oh, that's not me. Or oh my God, that's so me.
Yeah.
Or oh, that's everyone. I see other people with that. Oh, that's so time consuming and wasting. I'm all of those things.
Debz is a stressologist. She will stretch your mindset to think bigger than you've ever thought before, with follow-through techniques that are realistic and achievable to blow any fear out of your mind. Moira is a mindset cultivator. She will help you align your personal trinity of self-trust, inner awareness, and self-confidence so that you discover and share your unique gifts and purpose. Together, their goal with these conversations is to share how our inclinations do not always work in our best interest and to provide the knowledge to leverage the gifts that already exist within each one of us. Their desire is to help you learn how to access the habits and behaviors that will lead to positive change and your best quality of life. Welcome to your deliciously motivated mindset.
Hello, dear listeners. Hello, dear Deb. Here
Hello.
we are. Hello. Here we are with another deliciously motivated mindset conversation with dear Deb and dear Moira.
Oh, hello.
Hello. Before we get into our topic, and as we've always said this, they're all good titles.
This is making the hairs on my arms stick up like, yeah.
Let's go into this one.
Let's dive.
Do you know what I love about these conversations is that Deb and I have a whole list of titles which we co-created, and that's all we do. We start off with just a title, and then we kind of get to go under all these different rabbit holes and how is this going to work? So
we have no idea what way it's going to go.
Mm-mm.
And what the heck Moira's going to say. Not what the heck Deborah's going to say.
But before we get into that, we like to do our rating to just check in. You can put your hand over your heart, just check in. How are you feeling? How are you feeling in your mind? How are you feeling emotionally? And rate yourself on a scale of 0 to 10. So at 0, you're feeling really pieced out, feeling balanced and graceful ease. And at 10, you're feeling like, oh my God, I'm so stuck and I don't know what to do. And we actually do go up and down this scale throughout our day. So this is just a really lovely personal assessment tool. So all that being said, where would you put yourself, Deb?
I'm going to say a 3.
Okay.
And the reason I say a 3 is I burnt my throat last night.
Yes, you did.
I burnt my throat eating very hot food. Now, not hot spicy, but hot potato with oil and cheese and pastrami on top. Very quickly scoffed it down my throat while my partner had their back to me. And so it's burnt. So it's still sore every time I swallow, it's sore. I don't actually know how I can get rid of that. But anyway, and I've got that. And I've got a bit of a headache just across the forehead. But I had a real heavy question. So I probably would have said I was about a 5 before we started. But I had a lot of questions for Moira that we did off air. Mm-hmm. And she just helped me go, oh, that explains that. And that explains that. And because of that, I've moved to, that's awesome. I would say a 3. Yeah. So I would say I was a 5. I definitely had a lot of unanswered, pickled, tangled lights, right. Christmas tree lights in my head.
Often before we press record, we sit and talk for about an hour to figure out stuff.
We've done over an hour.
Over an hour.
This is probably our biggest chin wag. But she resolved, so I went from a 5 to a 3. So
which is awesome. For
What are
me,
you?
I'm going to put myself at a 2. I'm feeling really good and very zenned out. It's a long weekend here.
Oh,
And so
me. Oh.
but it's the topic. The topic, I'm kind of intrigued at where we're going to go, what we're going to discover. And so we encourage our listeners to just make a wee note. And then we're going to check in with you again at the end of our conversation and see, did it change up or down?
Mm.
And there's no good or bad, right or wrong with this. It's just about allowing yourself to take ownership for what is happening for you.
Yeah.
And navigating it, right?
Totally. It's just
Mhm.
acknowledging it. That's it.
And we've talked about that so much, is that awareness and acknowledging it and accepting it is the best way to navigate something, right?
Well, you can't hide under the blanket forever.
No, which is a beautiful way and segue into opening the door into the title of what we're doing today, is when helplessness creeps in daily.
Yeah.
And take a deep breath.
Just even he goes, the hairs on my arms again sticking up. Even just that wording, you can if you are somebody who heard that wording or read it and just went, oh, that's not me. or oh my God, that's so me.
Yeah.
Or, oh, that's everyone. I see other people with that. Oh, that's so time consuming and wasting. I'm all of those things. I'm all of those things to go, oh God, it's just so draining even. And I'm looking down my piece of paper as I say that. It's so draining when helplessness creeps in daily. It's so draining of your energy, your time, your brain, your breathing, all the people around you. Just, oh God, you can just absolutely feel that. And helplessness is such a, just a ick word. It's just such a, you're in the mud.
You are in the mud. You're definitely on our scale of 0 to 10, you're probably at 12.
I'm just going to say, you're beyond a 10. You're beyond a 10.
You're beyond a 10.
But, just, and when I find often when you're sitting in that space, you're like, in fact, I talked to a client on Sunday. They messaged me and just said, this is where I'm at. I just can't, I've listened to every goddamn podcast I can think of. I've done every meditation I can think of, and I just still hate everybody. I was like, okay, you're a little bit fully charged there. Let's just, have you done the hand on the heart?
Yes.
But and that's exactly it. And as I said to her yesterday when I spoke to her, I said, even if you are meditating and you're going, oh, your voice annoys me, or why are you saying that? That word's just annoying me.
Yeah.
I still truly believe she's getting something. Even if she's judging the other person who's given her that meditation, she's still sitting present and just sitting in it. So there's still a level of healing already, because she's actually stopping
there's still a gift to be found in there.
Yeah, she's definitely not 100% in that voice is annoying me. Why has this done this?
Don't you find, though, that, because that's actually a really good point about this idea of helplessness, is that sometimes in my own observation of people who feel helpless, like whether they've are lost a relationship, or they've got something to do with their health or their finances, it doesn't really matter. But if they're feeling helpless, and then they go, like you say, they have to listen to this podcast, I have to say these affirmations, I have to listen to this guided meditation, I have to do these mantras and write this out, and that's actually just adding to it all, because maybe it's not resonating with them. Which then, to me, that would bring up that sense of helplessness. Well, like, look, all these freaking tools aren't working either.
That's what it feels like. And this person's saying this, and that's a word I don't like. And now I'm fully charged. I'm listening to the stupid meditation. Now I've got to find another one, and my internet's slow. And and someone keeps ringing me, and my phone's on vibrate.
But maybe the most helpful thing that you could do is stop doing all of that.
Just stop. Just stop.
Take some really deep breaths.
Well, I know one of the things, like, we're definitely going to talk about some strategies, but I will just say one of the strategies I love, and I've just talked about that with Moira before, is that hand on the heart.
Absolutely.
Just that, it just, what did I say about the analogy? I said, it's like lifting the the boiling pot off
That's
the
right,
stove.
off the stove. Yes.
Just straight away, just
Yeah.
instantly, it just goes, oh, okay. And yes, the chaos can still be happening around and all this, but that hand on the heart, and you can push
ground
it.
yourself and you acknowledge here you are.
Yeah, I live here. 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 I live here.
Do you know the other one, just before we move on from that tip, is the other breathing tip that I always teach people this one, and
it's not hyperventilating.
Yeah, hyperventilating is shallow breathing, and that's just going to create more of that helplessness and chaos, crazy thinking. But this breathing technique, I call it the off switch for the amygdala. So the amygdala is the part of your brain that creates the 4 Fs, the fight,
I'm
flight,
nodding.
freeze, freak out.
Yeah,
I'm nodding.
I'm nodding away. Yes.
So what you do is you breathe in really deeply through your nose. So you do, and then you sigh it out of your mouth. And you do at least 3. I like people to do 5, but at least 3. And what that's done is it signaled to that amygdala, it's okay. Whatever it was, the chaos or the feelings of helplessness, they can be still right in front of you, but you just told your subconscious mind, I'm right here and I'm okay. So that one is just such a really powerful thing to do, particularly if in the scenario we're just trying to picture here, sometimes people feel helpless because they feel like they have to find the solution or the thing outside of themselves. But maybe they don't. Maybe they need to land into it, that they've got it. They got the awareness or the ability or the capacity within them.
I think the word desperation comes in here, and I'm just thinking about that because when you feel helpless, you're so desperate
to get out of it. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, actually, some people are. Some people just want to sit there. They say they're desperate to get out of it, but they just stay there.
Good point. That's very true too.
Yeah.
But this is not about shaming or making people feel wrong or guilty either, though.
Yes, it is.
Isn't from my perspective.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. If you're a first-time listener, you'll understand. This is how we go.
This is just how we roll.
But it is well, see, helplessness is a massive shame, shame and guilt.
Yeah.
But we're so desperate to sometimes find the answer. And I know I've had moments of being and I call them in a pickle, in a wobble, a chaotic moment. I've been in those situations and I've just gone, oh my God, I've got to find the answer. I'm a global stressologist. Right. Frick, why am I sitting like this? Or why has this happened to me? Why, I feel like a fraud. All these massive internal dialogues come all back to play. And I go, don't be so desperate to fix it, because right now you're sitting in it. And that's another level of healing. If you can sit and feel it and acknowledge it, you're already on the way. But if you're just running and running and running, that healing's just going to delay it a little bit more. Well,
absolutely, because that's a really good point that you just brought up, Deb, because that, that saying that says, what you resist persists. So if you resist just sitting, but if we resist feeling some of those yuckier emotions, we tend
helpless
to
emotions. Yeah.
Don't want to feel that helplessness. I'm going to run away from it.
I haven't got time.
Yeah.
10 kids' lunches to pack. I've got this. We shouldn't be having 10 kids for a start. You need a TV. But, all those people have got 10 kids. But, it does get like that.
Yeah.
I think if anyone can, and we talk a lot about acknowledge. Just acknowledge. Acknowledge is totally the first step of healing. Absolutely. Whether you want to heal or not, because your mind goes, I don't have time for this. But your heart, your soul, your being is saying, I want to fix this. I don't want to sit in this anymore. Your ego mind or whatever can be going, I haven't got time for this. There's a little bit of Deborah in there. But right now, I just have to do what I have to do.
Exactly. And the other thing too, it's about trusting you, because I believe that every single situation that we are in, we have the capacity to come through it. But sometimes, and I don't know about you, Deb, sometimes that's all I can hold on to. because I don't know what the
Trust
right
is a
strategy is, or
massive one.
huge.
Yeah.
Huge. So like you say, acknowledge and then trust that I will recognize the right way through. And if that means, well, I just have to sit and be still and maybe sit outside and feel the wind in my hair,
or hide in the cupboard away from the kids. whatever it takes. So, but that's
lock
exactly
the door
it.
in the bathroom and go just sit there for a bit.
Just be present. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And be okay with whatever, be okay with whatever steps you take. And I think that's the shame and guilt is I'm not doing something. Actually, you're acknowledging it.
Yeah.
You're acknowledging it, and whatever that is, just don't be desperate to get to the answer. The answer will definitely come.
Yeah. But that's the other point in all of this, is that for every question or problem or chaos or helplessness situation, the answer already exists. You may not see it right in front of you, but it's still in existence, because one cannot exist without the other. So that brings in more of a sense of surrender, of, okay, this feels like, you can fill in the blank. I was going to say something else, but this feels awful.
Yeah.
This feels really tough. This feels like I'm not sure if I can get through this. Whatever it is that it's feeling, acknowledge it and dedicate yourself to finding as much ease or calmness as you can. And that's going to be, like I said, maybe it's going for a nap or a meditation or writing things down or calling somebody, going outside, moving your body a little bit.
Even rating yourself a 0 to 10
Yeah.
and going, oh.
Yeah. Oh gosh, that's where I am. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. I think, look, when we've got this wording, when helplessness creeps in daily, I want to talk about the word creep. Because
of course you do.
Of course I do. Because this creeps in daily is the word creep. Well, there's different meanings of the word creep, and I'm trying to be really mature here. But the word creep, of it creeping in daily, is saying you've parked it and you haven't dealt with it.
Yeah.
You haven't acknowledged the lesson, you haven't learnt the lesson, you haven't been aware of it, or you've been aware of it and you've thrown it out. This is why it creeps in daily.
Yeah.
This is
it's
why
kind of snuck in under the radar, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Until you resolve it 100%.
Yeah.
Until you have gratitude, until you sit in your heart and can see some amazing things that have come from this and whatever, that creeping in is just going to keep creeping in and creeping in and creeping in. And you're going to go, oh, there's a lesson. Oh, there's another one. Oh, they keep getting bigger. Oh. And that creeps in daily, because you can feel it. You can feel that little bug crawling across the floor going, oh, just going to bite her another time. Oh, I'm just going to bite her. God, how does she not know that I've given her 10 bites and she hasn't seen them?
Right.
And this is exactly it. So that's why the word creeps in daily, is because it is a creep. It's there. It's there. It's just,
sneaking in.
I'm doing my little fingers across the screen here, like they just creep in. But that's it. The word creeps in daily, the word ding, just means you haven't acknowledged it, or you've acknowledged it and thrown it away and said it's not a biggie, it's not anything. But if it's coming in, it is something to deal with. Any emotion, elation, deflation, anything that comes in, it's for you to resolve, unpack, and deal with. Don't throw it away.
Don't throw away. So this is about trusting and telling yourself the truth. But the other thing in situations like this is I encourage people to be very wary about using the question, why? Why is this creeping in every day? Why do I feel like this? Why does it, why does it always show up like this? Because when we ask that of ourselves, it's like our inner core says, oops, I did something wrong. Oh,
yeah.
Because that is the actual initial knee-jerk reaction. And why did you do that? Why did you do that? Oh, I screwed up. Oh, I'm not good enough. Oh, I didn't know better. Right? Whereas,
how dumb am I?
Yes, exactly.
So how dumb am I?
Why did you do that?
Well,
that's because I'm stupid.
Yeah. I bet you people related to that one.
So if you find yourself in that I see that as a spiral, like a spiral going down the drain.
Yeah,
Because
that's
one why leads to another, and it keeps going down and down and down.
massive
Heavier.
escalation. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I encourage people to reframe why questions into what. What can I learn about this? What can I do? What can I turn my focus on that will feel more grounding or more aligning with the truth of me? Right?
I love the way you change it to what can I learn, and I go, how did it serve me?
Yeah. So similar, but we're coming from a very similar energy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And it just and that why word is just it is a downhill spiral. That's helplessness. That's right on the own, because you're actually not going to get an answer that fulfills your soul when you go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah. Now, I just want to have a wee caveat in here, because sometimes when I've said that to people, they go, "Oh, but Simon Sinek is an author of Know Your Why. That's his whole premise, is to know your why." But that's not what the why is we're talking about here.
That's a different why.
That's a different why. So when in that context, your why is your life purpose. It's your meaning. It's your mission. Okay. Right. So I just wanted to put that in, because I obviously heard somebody's conversation in my head that said, "Oh, but
when
remember
you said
Simon
Sinek, I thought, oh no, I quite like him.
Yeah, I do too.
What are you going to do? And you were like, his why, and I'm like, oh no, that's different. Yeah, so I'm pleased you said that. Yeah, because I'm like, no, that's different, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, good. We're totally on the same. Yeah.
But like I said, I just wanted to make that wee differentiation, because that's.
Well, I think all multi-level marketing companies say, find your why, find your why.
Yeah.
But people get so desperate for their why, and they're like, this why is not polished enough. This is why, because I have kids.
A quick wee message before we get back to this episode. You can get access to a special gift Moira and Debz have put together for you. Go to deliciouslymotivatedmindset.com/gift. When you sign up, you'll receive instant access to an inner peace kit and the 30 Days of Wisdom program, both of which is intended to help you feel deliciously motivated right away. Go to deliciouslymotivatedmindset.com/gift.
Okay, well, we understand that, but they're like, but polish it up. What does that mean? It's like, because my parents did this to me, and there's a bigger why deep down. But the truth is, because you want to have a legacy, like that's legacy for your children or whatever, because and it will be because of your past or your helplessness in the past or whatever.
But that's the thing, wouldn't you say that helplessness is getting triggered and telling a story, right? So if it's like, why is this happening to me? Oh, it's because, like you just said, it's because
my dad did that.
Yeah.
Or I
had a dysfunctional upbringing. Yeah, let's face it, we all did.
My dad left my mum at 3, and now I hate all men. It's like, no, you don't hate all men because there's a lot of other stuff as well, but
it's all about choice.
But that is that I'm going to say BS, which I would used to say was something different till Moira came into my world, and that's your belief system that you've held on to for so long. Don't know if other people wondered what BS was. But I would just really like to reiterate to people is, not once in your life have you not had a challenge that you could not manage, and that you are here listening today functioning differently than you were back then or whenever that was. So that's around that trust, because I guarantee, absolute guarantee, you have had a level of helplessness sometime in your life.
Yeah, no, we all have.
And you've got through it with whatever tools you have. You've got through it. You are here. You've survived. You're here listening, you're here listening, and you got through it.
That's right.
So I think that's the thing, to acknowledge that, I've been here before. Maybe not in this scenario that somebody's done something to me, but maybe I've been in this state before. I've lay on the couch for 4 days and I can't get my head off the pillow. I've been here before. What was going on then? Like dig around for a little bit of that.
Right.
what was actually the bigger picture then? What were my lessons back then? Like, but you've been through stuff before. My point is, you've been through stuff before, and you got out of it.
And you got out of it. And so that's a really good way of looking at this idea of using what questions, because things that are happening outside of you are happening as a result of your internal environment, if you like, right? And so if something that's making you feel helpless is landed and it's right in front of you, instead of allowing yourself to go into why is this happening, is to just take some of those deep breaths, that off switch for the amygdala breath, or just the hand over your heart and take a deep breath and go, oh, what is this here to teach me?
Yeah.
What can I learn from this? What's the gift in this? What?
Because the moment you acknowledge, the moment you stop, you've just taken on another level of empowerment to
Precisely.
Governance of your own world, to who you are.
Claiming your sovereignty.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because you're the boss. We were talking about that before we hit record. Like, you're the boss of you.
When you said that, I'm like, okay, I heard you, Moira. She said it probably a few times and previously before we hit record. But that's exactly it. You are the boss of you. Yeah. And you can change whenever you can change your emotions or your actions or your world whenever you choose to. And I just want to talk about when you're ready, because you can change it at any time. When you're ready, and you may want to lay on the couch and cry for 3 days, or you may want to,
and if you do, that's okay.
That's exactly it. Like, if you want to do that, or if you just want to hide yourself in the cupboard and the kids can't for 2 minutes, that's the best 2 minutes of your world. And if that's what it takes, that's okay. Like, it's okay to not be okay is what I hear, but it's okay to do whatever, because you are the boss of you. Yes, it may impact other people, but at the end of the day, you have to do what sits right for you.
Yeah, that's that thing, right? You do you.
Yeah. Because I think we forget that stuff. I think we go, oh, I should be doing that. That frickin' word should, I'm sure.
Yeah, no shooting here.
Yeah, should. I should go do this, or I should hang the washing out, because it's been in the washing machine for an hour and I just can't face it. Well, leave it in the washing machine for an hour. When you're ready, wash it again. For goodness sake. Like, it's not the end of the world unless you've got no soap powder. Then rewash it just with water. Like, seriously, it's not going to be an issue. But these are the things that, we get on top of each other. And I remember did I ever talk about the dishwasher? There was a dishwasher thing that I put on my social media. Did we ever have a conversation about that?
I don't think so.
And it was a woman who was broken, helpless. And she, it was a psychologist she'd talked to. Anyway, so she said to the guy, she said, I can't even do the kitchen. I don't even know where to start. So it got messier and messier and messier. And so I think it's a guy. I don't know who the guy was. Anyway, so they said to her, just load the dishwasher and wash it. And she's like, yeah, but I haven't rinsed it. But I haven't laid them all out properly and I haven't done this. And he's like, does it really matter if you turn the dishwasher on 4 times?
Truly.
Like,
yeah.
And I was just like, oh my God, that's so true. Like, is it really an issue that you didn't rinse it? You turn it on, you can take out the clean stuff, the dirty stuff can stay, and you run the cycle again with your next load that didn't go in there. Like, is it really an issue? Because at least you feel like, A, you're achieving, B, you've got clean plates again, and that clutter off the bench is going to go, oh my God, it's so much better. So run the dishwasher 5 times if you need to. Do the washing twice if the things that are going to go on the line creased. Wash them again. Like, it's really... If that's the tool you are required to use to get you through, who's telling you?
Yeah, and that's a really good point, because it brings up something that I've done with clients before, is when somebody gets into I can't do that because of this. I can't do that because of that. My reaction to that is, says who? Yeah,
you're a good says who person.
Says who?
Yeah.
And sometimes you find out it was your father when you were 8 years old. Right? And it's like, yeah, no, you can reclaim your authorship now. Because thanks, voice in my head, I'm going to choose to, and like you said, who cares if it's like 5 or 6 cycles through before I get it all right.
That just reminded me, because we have a TV in New Zealand. We have TV in New Zealand. It sounded like, yeah. But when there's a TV advert, I've just got to figure out what it is. I don't know what it is, but it's about being okay with whatever. And so it's about 8 people sitting around a dinner table. And one of them says, I've fed my kids fish fingers every night for the last 5 nights. And someone goes, oh, I've had breakfast for dinner tonight. And someone else says, oh, I didn't make this cake, I bought this cake. And someone else says, I chose the wine tonight because of the pretty label. And I laughed at all these scenarios, and so they're confessing their sins basically. And I just laughed and went, that's exactly it. If your kids, like, okay, nutrition is important, but if you've got to that point where you just want to feed them frickin' chicken nuggets that are deep fried and whatever they are, blah, blah, blah. If that's all that you can do,
that's all you can do.
Be okay with that. If you want to have Cocoa Pops or cereal for dinner because that's all you can do, then is it really such a bad thing? No. Like,
you're not going to do it every single day.
Now, you're not going to do it for the next year. Well, I'd like to think if you are, you'd probably possibly be wise to reach out to Moira or me.
Yes.
If you've got to that point. But this is just the stuff that we put so much pressure on. And I love the way the woman said, I didn't bake this cake. It's home bought, a store bought. And I know there was a lot of pressure being a parent at school, that people would bake stuff and they'd bring them all in. And this is what it is, and you'd be like, oh my god, I just bought a couple of packets of ginger nuts or ginger kisses or frickin' whatever. And my telling myself that I was better than them was because I have all the ingredients on the outside of the packet. So that if anyone's got an allergy, they can see what's in it.
Oh, there you go. That's perfect.
That was I was like, why would you do that? Why would you? Yeah, I was telling all the people who bought food, and I said, and then you just bring a pretty plate, and they can have the ingredients there, and they can serve it on a plate when they're ready, like a plastic plate you never have to deal with coming back. But people are like, oh my god, that's a great idea, and I'm like, yeah, it helps all the people who've got all these allergies.
No, that's an excellent point. I love it, and that's a beautiful way of comeback for that, though.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to be that mother who baked a lot of stuff like that. It was just, and now I can do Afghans, and I can do chocolate chip cookies and a pavlova. That's about it for my baking. But these are the things. Yeah, but these are the things that people, you're helpless because you start comparing yourself to people.
Well, there's that too, and the other thing that comes to mind as you were saying that is the indoctrinated way of thinking, like you were saying about fish fingers for supper every night, or chocolate cake or whatever. I know many people.
Says Mayo had breakfast 2 nights ago, my breakfast cereal 2 nights ago. So yeah, I'm okay with that, although not last night because I burnt my throat. But yeah.
Yes, but no, it's about understanding that, like, if you go around saying, oh gosh, fish fingers are terrible for you, they're terrible, 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 and then you eat them.
What are you doing to your
toxic in your body? Well, they are completely toxic in your body then, because you just set that up, and you can actually kind of feel helpless there too. Whereas if you consciously said, this is what I can do today, and then have it with gratitude, with appreciation. This is the right.
This is nourishing my body.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is nourishing my body.
And if that's all you can do, so be it. Like, honestly, so be it. And if that's all you can afford, so be it. And until, I think we put there's so much pressure we put on ourselves. And with the pandemic around the world, we're having so much judgment. We're having so much, you can't do this, you can only do this, from our friends and family and strangers, and everyone's becoming an opinionated person, and so if you can only do ABC and you can only do A,
that's okay.
Be it. Yeah. I think so if we were just to say, when helplessness creeps in daily, what strategies because for me, I would say, I know these ones I know from Moira, and I'm going to say these, but she can elaborate. I'm going to say the breathing, the hand on the heart, and the letting go process, and tapping would be my things I would say that Moira is going to say. What have I, but you elaborate on those. And mine would be easy, gratitude.
You would
gratitude
definitely say, gratitude
and just be. Yeah, just be until it's ready. Yeah.
I think the key piece is to tell the truth. Tell the truth, right? Tell yourself the truth. Because I think that, and Deb, you had really picked up on this part of it when it creeps in daily, because it's okay if it comes in, you feel helpless for 1 or 2 days, but then you come back into hand on your heart, or just, are the words that I'm saying about myself and to myself, are they aligning with the highest and best version of me? And when we've allowed helplessness to creep in, it's below your conscious awareness. You want to be bringing it into your conscious awareness and just acknowledge, oh, I've given my power away a wee bit over here. What can I do to change this up? And always understand that, yes, you are truly the boss of you. Nobody has the power to make you think or feel anything that you do not agree to. Really, really important stuff here.
That's very powerful on its own. That's very powerful on its own.
Yeah, you the boss of you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, trust is really significant. Trust that you've got this. Trust that you know what you're doing. Trust yourself.
Is an inside job. Trust, so if you start looking at, I don't trust that person to follow through, or I don't trust that person to give their word, that actually is an immediate indication to you that you're not trusting yourself.
Yeah.
It's inside work. So that's the other part about helplessness. Can sometimes be an amazing gift to say, slow things down a little bit and look at where do you need to put boundaries up? Where do you need to acknowledge and develop awareness, and maybe release some of that BS belief system?
Yeah. Well, it is, and I think there's just such significance in just not avoiding helplessness. Just see it, like truth. Yeah, there. Shoot, it is there. Damn. And no matter where you are on the 0 to 10 scale, the moment you can go, okay, yeah, I can see that. Exactly. Then you can deal with it with whatever you want, whenever you want.
Yeah. And I'm glad you brought the 0 to 10 scale back in, because that's the truth. You can be at a 10. I know I can go to a 10. Yeah. But I'm not going to stay there.
I know where I was before the call. Yeah.
Yes, like you said, your example at the beginning of our conversation was perfect. And so it's not like, oh gosh, but I'm a stressologist, so I shouldn't be here.
Yeah, well, don't worry, I had those thoughts too.
I know.
But we all have those. Like, that's just, we all have those thoughts. We all have those self-doubt, or God, whatever you want to label it. But it's just going, oh, okay, awareness, boom.
Absolutely.
I'll deal with it when I'm ready.
This is part of our own conditioning, that we've bought into beliefs and ideas that, are they really the truth? And sometimes we have to hold on to them for long enough to go, oh, nope, it's not my truth. Was at one point, but not no more. Yeah.
So everything needs a little unpacking in your mind. Everything needs a little bit of unpacking. So you can pretend it's wrapped up in a beautiful box, whatever,
sparkly,
with glitter
purple,
on,
glittery,
purple and gold glitter, the nice little ribbon. And when you're ready to unpack it, but please unpack it. Please look at what's going on. Drop the why. Look at the value of what's around you. What can you learn? And reach out. I'm going to reiterate, reach out to Moira or myself.
Absolutely.
Because there's nothing worse than, if you're coming into a week of this helplessness you're here on this planet to do something far more inspiring than lie on the couch and cry. But like if you take over a week, so be it.
Yep.
I try and draw the line after 4 days if it's sitting there. But like if it takes longer than a week, then so be it. But in your soul when you're ready to fix things. But
Absolutely.
the moment you acknowledge that, you're already starting on the healing journey.
Yeah, you started. First rung on the ladder.
Yeah.
Love it.
So in saying that, let's wrap today up. Although I have a feeling we could just keep talking. So Moira, where's your number?
I'm at a 0.
You liked the title, but then didn't like the title as well.
That's right. I was kind of like, oh, I don't want to talk about this.
Yeah.
So I was at a 2 to start with, but I'm at a 0 now. I actually really feel like we got into some really good nuances of this idea and taught some good techniques and tips.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I'm going to say I'm a 0 because I felt I served quite a lot of value here today.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel we've done incredibly well for people just to wake up and just see some stuff. So I'm definitely going to say 0. And I just smiling at my helplessness the other day, just smiling at it now, just hearing after today. So I'm going to say a 0 as well. So when helplessness creeps in daily, thank you. If you have any questions, anybody, please jump on that Facebook group or message us privately if you don't want to put anything public. We are here. We thank you, and we will see you next time. Oh, please give us your own rating as well.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Where are you now? Where are you?
Yeah, where are you?
Where were you at the start and where are you now?
Yeah, perfect.
Awesome.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, Moira. And thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks, listeners. Thanks, Debz. Bye.
Bye.